field goal in the middle of the field, but, you know, how tough a situation is that for a guy who wasn't even practicing a week ago?
Well, I mean, you know, we expect him to make it. He expects to make it. You know, again, he made one early in the game that gave us an opportunity and made all of his extra points and did some good things for us. So, you know, again, he wasn't perfect, but I didn't see anybody perfect.
You had to burn your timeouts for procedural stuff on both sides of the ball. How much did that hurt there at the end when y'all could have?
Yeah, I was frustrated. The biggest one was the 3rd and 20. We had some miscommunication right there, but, you know, I'd rather burn it than you know, have a screw up. So that was the other one was not that big a deal, but that one was critical.
Dabo, the bubble screen called there, the play, the way it worked out there, what happened there from your perspective?
Yeah, it's. I mean, we expect him to hand the ball off right there, and you know, again, that's kind of situational awareness, but that's where we can be better as coaches. You know, even though that's one of those things where, yeah, it's built in, but you know, that's again, just we could help him right there with just making it a lock call and not even having that as an option. But situationally, we got to learn from it.
Dabo, Jordan Travis after the game said that he felt it was disrespectful that you guys were playing one-on-one against his wide receivers. That he thought you guys maybe thought he couldn't make those throws. I'm curious if that had any part of your attention going in, if that was your thought process at all.
No, man, I got a lot of respect for that kid. He's a great player, amazing player. We're trying to win the game. I mean, we felt like, this kid, you know, he can really, really run, and we felt like it gave us the best chance to create some pressure on him and not let him just sit there and hold the ball and pick us apart with some zone stuff. But no, we're just trying to win the game. I mean, again, I think he's an amazing player with a ton of heart, and again, we're trying to win. And I thought second half we were in position to win the whole game. But again, they made one more play than we did. But no, that had nothing to do with him. I mean, he's as good as there is in the country.
Do you have any update on Antonio and Nate?
No.
Coach, you've been kind of plagued with wide receiver injuries for 3 years now. Turner and Williams both out today, but had to be nice to see, you know, Stellato make some big catches today and Tyler Brown step up the weight.
Bo, Adam, they all made plays. Had a bunch of big plays today. Brenny, I mean, we had some huge plays. You know, and they in critical situations. We were pretty good on 3rd down. Again, we've been great 4 games in a row on 3rd down. We've been excellent. So we just had some critical errors that cost us. But I thought we took a step forward today with the receivers. You know, certainly with Cole out now for the year and Antonio out today. You know, Tyler was awesome and thought he really played tough. Troy's finally healthy, and we you know, it's not ever been a question of whether he can play. It's just been, you know, being available, and so he's really coming on. Bo again made a couple of really nice plays for us, and I think he had a one-handed catch out there early in the game, which is a critical conversion down. Adam had a big play, so you know we got a good group. We got a good group that's going to continue to get better, and we got a quarterback that's got the heart of a champion and will continue to get better.
Sorry about that. Is White's your kicker going forward for the short field goals?
Yeah, he'll still be our guy. Yeah, he didn't do anything today to you know, I mean, he wasn't perfect, but nobody was. He gave us a chance, and you know, we got to be better. We had a lot of opportunity in that game to win the game.
Dabo, did y'all consider spiking it at the end of the regulation, go for a Hail Mary there? Just what happened?
We did for a second, but we just didn't. We didn't have it organized enough to get it done. It was happening fast.
Can you go back to when you're getting in a position for a field goal, the balance between aggression and just sort of putting the ball in position?
Yeah, I thought Garrett called a great game. I thought he called a heck of a game. You know, he's called a great 4 games. He's given us a chance to win every game. Just, you know, again, just the critical mistake, the critical play has hurt us. And you know, again, 1st and goal on the 1, a couple times. You know, going in, you think you're going to go up maybe 2 scores, and next thing you know, it's that way. So, but he's given us a great opportunity to win every game. He's done a heck of a job, and you know, I thought he managed it well. I think the only biggest thing is what we talked about is, you know, just not even having an option on 3rd and 1. I mean, you assume that, you know, situation we're all on the same page right there, but that's something we can do better.
Coach, you asked.
Go ahead.
What can you share on the injury to Walker Parks?
It's a new injury. You know, he had surgery on his ankle in the off season, and it's a new injury. He's going to probably be out for the year, and so tough loss for us there. So we got to huddle up, and you know, we're doing some due diligence to figure out what the best path forward for him is on, you know, as far as he's going to have surgery again. So just consulting with a lot of doctors across the country, you know, on what's the best path for him forward. But yeah, it's a tough loss for us. You know, thankful that as we've said many times this year, we've got some good depth in the offensive line, and we're going to need it. But he's a huge loss for us.
Coach, another noon kickoff game against a rival. Crowd showed up today. What do you have to say about the Death Valley crowd just showing up on a crucial game in ACC play?
Man, our crowd was amazing. It was an electric atmosphere. You know, it was a special weekend with our Hall of Fame inductees going in. Football-wise, I got to see Raymond, and I got to see KP, and of course D-Mac, and so really proud of those guys and happy for them. But our fans were awesome. I mean, they were electric, and I just, you know, again wish we could have gave them one more play to finish it off, and we didn't do it. So my heart hurts for them. They did their part.
Dabo, what do you see from Xavier Thomas today?
Played his butt off. I mean, I thought our whole defense brought it. Again, that's a great offense we went against, and we held them to 22 yards. I mean, that probably won't happen the rest of the year. I mean, they ran up and down the field on LSU, and we held them to 22 yards. We sacked guys hard to sack. That play X made on the 3rd down, I guess right there at the end, right there on that last drive, man, that was an unbelievable play. You know, thought he got held maybe a couple times, but he battled hard, man. I thought they played really tough up front and got better as the game went. You know, like I said, the second half was, you know, they had the field goal, and then I think it was punt, downs. I think that's how it ended. So I'm really proud of them. I thought they competed their tails off. They made a bunch of competitive plays against a really talented group of receivers and tight ends and a quarterback. We made a lot of competitive plays on the ball. I don't know how many times Barrett Carter made a play on the wheel route. You know, so it was outside of a couple of plays, we did a pretty good job.
I think I saw Marcus scanning for pressure before he left the backfield on the.
Yeah, it was just a miscommunication. You know, got to come across. We got to pick that up, and you know. But again, sometimes mistakes happen. You get sacked. You just, I mean, it's not often that it's a fumble and then you run it for, you know, whatever it was, 65 yards or something. I mean, but that's kind of been the story of our season to this point. But you know, you just got to battle through it, and we've won a bunch of games like that, and you know, we got to grow through it. We got a bunch of great young talent on this team that'll learn and keep getting better, and none more than that quarterback. So tough situation for us that we're dealing with some of that, but and sometimes things happen you don't understand why, but you got to pick yourself up and keep moving.
How do you think this team will respond moving forward?
Just like you saw them respond tonight, they'll fight their tails off. That's who you saw who we are tonight. I mean, those guys, if you can't see the heart of our team, then you're just blind. Those guys, they competed their tails off tonight, and so did Florida State.
Coach, in the final offensive possession, there was a 3rd and 8 or 9, and the call was a QB draw. It seemed like there was a chance at the time to potentially run the clock out and have that be the final possession of the game. Can you speak to the decision to kind of play for the field goal there that ultimately was missed, as opposed to maybe being more aggressive and putting the ball in the air there?
Yeah, it really wasn't playing for the field goal. You know, Garrett really thought that play was going to pop, They're bringing Saul blitz, and we really thought it was a great call, and thought it was going to pop. We really thought that we had a great call right there, and you know, they made a good play. They got off a block, but I don't have a problem with the call. Again, we thought it was going to hit. You know, especially with what the call was for them defensively, but you know, it didn't work out, and so you get to ask the question. But I have no problem with how Garrett called the game. Thought he did a heck of a job. Gave us a chance to win.
As close as this was, I'm sure people will ultimately look at this and say you're 2-2, they're in the top 5. Is this a changing of the guard at the top of the ACC? And do you feel that this is a referendum in any sort of way on kind of what the power structure of the league is versus where it's been? Or?
Yeah. Oh, man, it's just one day. It's hard to beat somebody 8 times in a row. You know, they won the day. They won the game. I mean, they won today. And what does that mean? It means they may go on and win the ACC this year. I mean, we're not entitled to win the ACC every year. We didn't win it in 21, and a lot of y'all said we were done. And we came back and won it last year, I think. Did we win it last year? So we lost in overtime to a great team, a team that may go on and win the whole thing. And you give them a lot of credit for that. So we don't sit around and act like we are the top of anything. We just try to compete and show up and do our best to represent this university with class. And you know, we've won a bunch of them. Today wasn't our day. But, man, hey, give them credit. They've done a great job. I don't look at it as a referendum. I don't even know what that means. I don't look at it that. I just think we lost a game. Lost a game.
Dabo, what do you expect your young men to take away from this game?
Well, I mean, you got a lot of young talent on this team, and a bunch of guys that's going to be around here for a while. It's going to be in a bunch of big games. We got a bunch of guys that'll win some. They'll win a championship. There'll be another national championship or 2 coming. You know, and what you learn is it's 1 or 2 plays in games like this. It's 1 or 2 plays. When you play in games like this, it's 1 or 2 plays. Simple as that. And we've won a bunch of these where you can say that play. And we've lost some along the way where you can say this play or this play. And so, you know, 2 really, really evenly matched teams, 2 great teams. That game could have been won either. Again, we never even trailed in the game. But we had the critical mistake. And then obviously, you know, it's all about the ball. 36 points off the turnovers. Just process that in 4 games. And all of last year was 38. So that's why we're 2-2. And we got a good team. We got a bunch of bunch of talented guys and that really, really care. And I hurt for them. I really do. I hurt for them because they work incredibly hard, and they you know, they fought to win, you know, all the way. But we didn't. So we got to just keep moving forward. So opportunity, pick yourself up. You learn a lot through adversity. You know, I wish that we never lost a game ever. I wish that was the case. I wish we won every time. I don't know that you learn a lot from that, but you hate it when it doesn't go your way. You hate it when you lose. When you're a competitor, you hate adversity. So you just keep going. But, you know, for me, listen, I mean, I know that as a person of faith that, you know, sometimes things happen we don't understand. And you just got to, you know, where the world puts a period and an exclamation point, God puts a comma, right? And so just keep moving forward. We're not promised that nothing ever is bad's going to happen or something's not going to go your way. But if you're a true competitor and you're a champion, you learn, you pick yourself up, and you go back to work, and you focus on what you control. And you give credit to who your opponent is, and you move forward. And that's what we'll do, man. I mean, again, I can't say enough about Florida State and their effort and their fight to find a way to win, which they did. But I also can't say enough about our guys and who they are. I love this team, and I love their heart and their spirit and how they've worked. And it breaks my heart that's where we are. I wish I could say why, but all I know is we got a lot of good days ahead, and I believe that. So, been here before, different challenge, same God, and I know that we'll grow from it.
And with Parks, his ankle.
Yeah, it's a different. It's kind of below. It's kind of below the ankle area. That's the best way I can describe it. So.
You both went for fourth down around midfield and converted. As a coach, is that just the aggressive mindset you have to have in a big game like this? Yeah, I mean, early in the game, I felt like we'd get it. I mean, confident in our guys, and we did. So, those are calls that sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, but. Just felt like it was the right call. And then they went for a fourth and about 1.5 and got it by about that much. And, ended up getting a score out of that. And that's one of those drives, if we can find a way to hold them to a field goal right there, you win the game. So, disappointed in the 2 touchdowns in the first half. But, again, give them some credit, man. That's a really good football team. This is a great quarterback, great running back, great receiver. This is a really good offense. And proud of how our guys responded in the second half, but again, the critical mistakes cost us.
TV broadcast showed you frustrated with West a few times in the second half. I guess what was kind of your frustrations there? I
don't even know. I haven't seen the TV, so I don't know. But I don't know if there was frustration. I think we're just competing. We're talking about situationally what's going on. I thought West did a hell of a job. I mean, there won't be many teams holding them guys to 17 points. I'll promise you that. There won't be many. So I thought West did a great job as our defensive coaches. Again, we didn't do a good job on the 2-minute right before the half, but hard to shut them guys down, and they did in the second half.
Any questions for Coach from Zoom? Anybody else in the room?
Hey, I got a question.
Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Chris Swinney, sorry for the tough loss tonight. Talk about your offensive line. They did a great job today protecting the quarterback. Is that something you guys been working on? Because he didn't get sacked. He had that one forced fumble. It was a pretty good, decent day for the offensive line.
I mean, yeah, we work on it every day. Our offensive line has done a great job all year. I mean, you rush the ball. The way we rushed the ball against that front, 146 to 22, we outgained them. Outgained them by 100+ yards. So the offensive line gets a lot of credit for that, and they did a great job of protecting against, some elite ends and a lot of pressure. They brought a lot of pressure. So outside of the one time where we just had a miscommunication with our running back, we protected pretty well. And then Cade did a great job today. It was his best game. It was his best game. And I hate that he didn't get the reward for it because he made a lot of plays, under pressure, and made a lot of plays with his legs in some critical situations, which was an area that he needed to keep improving. So I was really proud of Cade and how he competed in this game.
This is the very last play of overtime. What did you see on that 4th and 2? Kind of what was the play call and what went wrong?
They just made the play. I mean, a little option route in there, and they just made the play. They won the play.
Anyone else in the room? All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, appreciate it.